Hello and welcome to the Gurtam podcast. Here we will share and talk about recent trends in the telematics industry, chat with hardware manufacturers about their products and updates, invite Gurtam partners to share their best selling practices and experiences, and interview Gurtam's top management for company's direction. Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ranjan Kaushal and I'm Business Development Manager at Gurtam, a leading global telematics and IoT software provider. I have been with this company for almost 3 years and work mainly with the partners in North America. Every day, I talk to my partners and help them with their requests. They often want to know about various device options which can help them with their customer requirements. We facilitate introductions to device manufacturers who can help. Out of those 400 plus device manufacturers with over 2000 plus devices that are supported on VLON, one of those hardware manufacturers is Atrack Technology. I would like to welcome you to our second podcast called Telematics Hardware Trends with the guest speaker Simon Wu, who is AVP Business Development at Atrack. We have had Atrack devices integrated with VLON for over 8 years. We always maintain communication to exchange ideas on trends and evolution of telematics industry. And today, we'll talk about Simon's views on the current state of key trends and how his company is aligned with them. Hi, Simon. It's a pleasure to have you on this podcast. Our listeners will be happy to hear your views on telematics trends from the device manufacturer's perspective. I'm sure not all of our listeners are familiar with you and Atrack Technology. So first, just to set the stage, I would like to ask you to provide brief introduction about Atrack and your role in the company.
Hi, Ranjan. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Simon Wei. I'm the AVP at Atrack, responsible for managing the strategic partnerships, new product introduction, and business development in North America. Atrack is a public listed technology company in Taiwan, established in 2010. We were the first company in Taiwan who launched the first 3G and 4G GPS devices to the global market. To date, we have provided close to 1 million GPS telematics devices to 500 telematics service providers in 80 countries. And we hold unique relationships with established companies like AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, US Cellular, Bustrax, and Polo in the States, Toyota ITC, SoftBank, KDDI OEMs, and Tier 1s in Japan.
Thank you, Simon, for providing more details about you and Atrack. Moving to trends. The first trend that I want to discuss today is about impact of telematics on vehicle insurance cost. Website transparencymarketresearch.com mentions that rapid rise of telematics insurance due to rising insurance premium is boosting demand for vehicle telematics. Demand for pay-as-you-drive type of insurance is rising. Factors such as total mile driven, driving performance, route of travel, and other driving parameters determines the premium fleets have to pay. Insurance companies based in North America and Europe are already providing pay-how-you-drive type of insurance models. Rising consumer cost in telematics insurance for lower insurance premium is already driving the automotive telematics market. While the cost of insurance premiums are rising due to rising claims expenditure, thefts, and frauds, on the other hand, rising awareness among fleets are prompting them to adopt telematics insurance in order to get discounts from insurance providers. So Simon, do you see device manufacturers collaborating directly with insurance companies?
Thank you, Rajan. While yes, there is a huge potential for device manufacturers to work with insurance companies. I mean, if we look at today, insurance companies, they offer usage-based insurance, pay-as-you-drive, programs, and it's becoming popular among North American drivers and the rest of the world. Currently, they use cutting-edge technology to closely monitor the driving behavior of customers, driving mileage, and driving time slot, and many drivers are being rewarded for their good on-road behavior through declining premiums and more money in their wallets at the end of the month. Moreover, telematics could provide drivers and insurance companies additional features such as vehicle health report, unexpected car movement alert, real-time location of vehicles, and allow customers to set virtual boundaries so that they get a notification when loved ones arrive at their destination. Based on our experience, insurance companies, they prefer to work with complete solution providers, and Atrack, we only focus on the device manufacturing, building devices as our core business. Unlike some competitors who are getting into platform business, sort of like a recurring model to provide a complete solution to end customers. So like I said, Atrack is a pure hardware manufacturer, and we want to focus on what we are good at and let our customers to focus on sales, marketing, and building unique applications for the end customers.
Certainly, this is going to drive telematics adoption to a greater extent. Now let's talk about another trend, growth of trailer and cargo container tracking. GPS tracking provides instant overview of trailers to fleet managers. It can help reduce chances of theft, unauthorized use, and increase asset utilization. Trailer tracking devices are battery or solar powered, waterproof, and work internationally for fleets. Real-time tracking means dispatchers know exactly where their trailers are. A recent report by researchandmarkets.com mentions that the installed base of GPS tracking systems for cargo containers is forecasted to grow at a compound annual rate of 27.3%, from 6.1 million units in 2018 to 20.4 million units in 2023. CJ Driscoll and Associates estimates about 1.33 million trailer and shipping containers operating in the US were equipped with GPS tracking systems in 2018. This represents an annual growth of over 18% since 2015. It is projected that by the end of 2022, the number will grow to nearly 2.5 million units, an average annual growth of over 16%. Many operators of refrigerated trailers have installed telematics systems to comply with the FDA Food Safety and Modernization Act. The Act regulates temperature requirements for food items in transit and storage. Simon, can you explain trailer tracking to our listeners who are not familiar with the distinction?
Well, trailer tracking gives customers the location of the trailers and also critical data using telematics technology. When I say critical data, it includes mileage of the trailer for maintenance and wireless sensor monitoring to monitor cargo entry-exit status, as well as the temp and humidity status in a box trailer.
Can you also provide your thoughts about the trailer tracking industry?
Yeah, sure. If we look at today, it's always been for the past years. It has always been fleet management and focusing on installing devices into the vehicles or trucks. But in the recent years, the penetration on the tractors has reached to an extent where people start to look at tracking trailers, because trailers are also an expensive asset to fleet owners. So if we look at the demand of trailers and cargoes is expected to grow significantly due to positive economic outlook and expanding supply chain infrastructure. So I would say the growth definitely gives an excellent opportunity for device manufacturers. You would imagine that containers and the accompanying cargo carry some of the most valuable assets, and fleet managers, they can't afford to lose touch with trailers or assets in transit or at the yard. So trailer tracking sort of gives them an instantaneous overview of the trailer fleet. It can also help them to reduce theft and unauthorized use, and also help increase asset utilization. I'll give an example. I'll take Atrack device, for example. The commonly used AS11 is built with ruggedized IP-rated enclosures, since the device is installed with trailers, and it's often exposed to outdoor, to different environment, and it's built with large rechargeable battery, since trailer does not always have power. So you do need a large rechargeable battery when there is no external power source. Atrack IP-rated series devices are suitable for trailer and cargo tracking. Integrated Bluetooth is ideal for a variety wireless and peripheral connectivity options, such as wireless tire pressure monitoring, or if you want to track the cargo entry and exit status, or if you want to track the temperature and humidity status in a box trailer.
Thank you, Simon. That's a great insight. The next trend that I want to discuss is driving hours regulations. In the US, ELD mandate or ELD final rule is a US federal government regulation, specifies that operators of commercial motor vehicles covered by this law are required to use electronic logging devices, or ELDs, to monitor hours of service for drivers. The ELD mandate went into effect on December 16, 2019. Similarly, European Union has tachograph rules, combining domestic and international rules. The EU regulations underpin truck safety campaigns and rules at a national level. As reliance on technology increases, tachograph rules continue to change. The new generation smart tachographs have been mandated since June 15, 2019. Also, the Canadian ELD mandate has officially published on June 13, 2019. The new rules will come into effect on June 12, 2021. All drivers are expected to be compliant by that. Several other countries are working to come up with similar regulations to monitor driving hours. Simon, what are your thoughts on the hours of service rules being implemented globally?
Sure. Thank you, Ranjan. So if we look at the global market, I mean, governments, they set driving hours regulations to create a safer road environment for drivers, which is good for everybody, right? When it comes to government regulations, usually the demands are high and real. So the related laws often help qualified device manufacturers like Atrack to sell more devices. I'll give an example. I mean, for instance, Transport Canada estimates that there are about 200,000 federally regulated commercial motor vehicles based in Canada. Of this total, the drivers of an estimated about 157,000 commercial vehicles were equipped by the regulations to maintain a paper daily log, and this means we have 150K plus potential customers when the Canadian ELD mandate comes into force.
Can you also walk our listeners through the device requirement to enable ELD solution as well as some options available for A-Track?
Oh yeah, sure. For ELD, the main variables you need are VIN number, RPM, vehicle speed, total engine hours, odometer, and GPS location. We do have FMCSA certified devices, include the flagship Gateway AK11, and OBD2 and JBus all-in-one plug-and-play dongle AX11 for this side of business.
Let's discuss our next trend, which is connectivity. As we know, telematics growth is strongly tied to evolution of communication technology. Fast and real-time data requires an efficient network. Transition to next-generation mobile data networks from 2G to 3G to 4G and going forward 5G will boost telematics technologies in general. Advancement in telecom technologies will also provide improvement in speed, coverage, and reliability, which will improve direct and uninterrupted communication with several devices. So, Simon, is it difficult for device manufacturers to keep up with constant changes in communication technology?
Well, good question. It's difficult for some device manufacturer, I would say, but it's not so difficult for those qualified and established device manufacturers. If we look at the technology advancements, I mean, it's really leading to innovation and disruption across a range of industries. Well, telematics is no exception. So telematics device providers, they do need to stay on top of the industry information and market trends to respond to market needs accurately. I think to listeners, the biggest question today is, are the telematics hardware providers ready for 5G? If we look at 5G today, 5G is super high data rates and ultra low latency, which indeed enable the development of entirely new types of video and other high bandwidth applications. However, think about it, data telematics consumes really a small data packet, which is a waste to use them on 5G. It's important to note that NB-IoT or LTE-M will play a vital role in a 5G system though, because according to 3GPP, the standards, they have indicated LTE-M and NB-IoT will be part of 5G in the foreseeable future. So having said that, most of the NB-IoT and LTE-M devices deployed today are firmware upgradable to support the 5G LP WA features. So I would say NB-IoT and LTE-M are on the path to 5G, and the products you have today that's using LTE-M or NB-IoT technology are future-proof.
Surely it's a big relief to hear that NB-IoT and LTE-M are future-proof. What do you suggest our listeners to keep in mind when making a decision on buying new devices?
I would say focus on LTE and LTE-M devices, because what I understand is 4G will coexist with 5G for years to come. They are conversation. I heard that it's going to coexist for at least another 6 to 10 years, because I mean, the 5G isn't replacing 4G like how 4G overtook 3G. 5G is building on top of 4G LTE infrastructure using updated radio and software. So, uh, this is proven from a quote by Gordon Mansfield, AT&T Vice President of Coverage, Access, and Device Technology. He said some things we will do for 5G are inherently backward compatible and will lift the capabilities of 4G.
Moving to our next trend, video telematics, which is gaining momentum. We have seen more and more partners asking about video-based solutions, and the interest is only growing. We are about to witness explosive growth in video devices in near future. Video devices are already the fastest growing segment in aftermarket fleet telematics. The value proposition and return on investment on this technology is making it a standard in safety for most fleets. The solution provides real-time alerts and event-based video clips for review from cameras around the vehicle. Flexibility of installing forward-facing, driver-facing, blind spot, rear-facing, and more is driving the adoption of 360-degree systems. These camera devices can record, process, and upload videos from a central hub. Advanced analytics on fleet and driver performance will help in generating actionable insights and more effective driver coaching programs. Insurers are using this data to create discounted pricing for fleets. Video devices with AI are also in demand. Advances in AI, inexpensive devices, high-speed data, and discounts provided by commercial vehicle insurers will drive video solutions. Simon, how do you see the trend of video telematics?
Well, today it's not only when, where, and how. People want to know why. They want to be able to have a 360 degrees of their fleets. To market research companies, they predict a strong growth of 25% per year until 2025 for video telematics. For video telematics enabled fleet management solutions. There is more technology integration adopted by telematics hardware providers to boost fleet safety. Video telematics especially can take the fleet to a new realm of protection. Moreover, it can also increase the operating efficiency and performance. The video technology providers universally agreed that from wrongdoing in a legal case is by far the most significant source of ROI for fleets. A survey has shown that over 50% of fleets using video telematics system find it's great to be the most significant benefit. The savings on litigation from one collision offset the cost of the service for the entire fleet for 1 year. And Atrack will soon launch video telematics hardware that will allow fleet managers to have a 360 degrees view of their fleet.
Thank you, Simon, for your views on video solutions. And it's interesting to know that Atrack is also getting in the game. Can you tell me more about Atrack video devices?
Sure. As much as I can tell, we are working on a unique video solution, hardware solution. What you can expect from Atrack is a combination of telematics and video technology together. It will give you the latest wireless technology, in-cab Wi-Fi, engine diagnostics, standard 2 channels with the ability to expand to a third video channel, Bluetooth for ELD and wireless peripherals, and event video, live view streaming, and remote playback.
Thanks for the insight, Simon. I'm sure many listeners would be eagerly waiting to test your video devices. Okay, moving on to next trend, which is OEM telematics solutions or pre-installed devices by automobile manufacturers. A gradual shift towards direct OEM install has started and expected to grow further. New and upcoming vehicles will come pre-installed with telematics capabilities, including video devices. Such installations will provide a significant advantage to fleets. They expect a much deeper integration of vehicle canvas data with sensors and video to create a comprehensive solution for end users. According to website commercialsolutions.ford.com, you can use Ford generated vehicle data with other fleet systems or telematics service providers. Ford built-in modems send vehicle data into cloud, which can be integrated into current applications. So you get the data you need in the way that's best for you. According to website developer.gm.com, by becoming a commercial partner, you can get access to their commercial vehicle API library. GM's commercial vehicle APIs can help answer your needs when it comes to accessing vehicle data outside the car. Using GM commercial vehicle APIs can help save time and development cost while allowing you to reach your audience quickly. Similarly, other manufacturers are also preparing to launch such service to share vehicle data with telematic service providers. Simon, do you see this as a threat to device manufacturers and what device manufacturers are doing to deal with such threats?
Yes, thank you, Ranjan. I would refer to IHS market research. They are more than 85% of new vehicles will be equipped with telematics in North America and Europe by 2022. Well, this trend is definitely a threat in the long run, but it's also an opportunity for the aftermarket. OEMs, they have been installing tracking devices for a couple of years now with a goal to create subscription models for such service and initially offer free service for a couple of years. However, they have seen most consumers unsubscribing services as soon as it becomes payable. For fleet owners to pay a subscription to both OEMs to access vehicle data and telematics service provider is costly. So it's always preferred for the fleet owners to use aftermarket solution that will accomplish what's needed instead of paying twice the costs to OEM to get engine data and aftermarket fleet management solution. My suggestion to hardware providers, I would say, in order to stay competitive in the long run, I would say recommend you to focus on building feature-rich hardware that will also cover OEM vehicle data.
I agree with you, Simon. Surely it's a long-term threat for device manufacturers. For now, the majority of fleets have older vehicles, which would continue to drive demand for devices for several years.
Yes, for sure. I mean, that opportunity is always there with older vehicles, but that will link towards the aftermarket, or should we say dealer options in the OEM world.
I agree. So now we are at the last but notable trend. Market consolidation. There were some notable acquisitions in the past few years, like TomTom acquisition by Bridgestone. BSM Technologies, a Canadian service provider, was acquired by Geotab. Synovia Solutions acquisition by Calamp. VCE Technologies, a well-known device manufacturer, was acquired by Zirgo Technologies. Pointer Telocation, again a device manufacturer, was acquired by ID Systems. The combined entity is now rebranded as Powerfleet. Okay, Simon, this is the trickiest one. Do you foresee more consolidation in the industry?
Thank you, Ranjan. This is another good question. I would say, do you foresee more consolidation in the industry in the future?
Yes.
As you mentioned, different companies, they have different goals, right? So like with Calamp, why they have acquired Synovia Solutions. It's probably to support their SaaS model um, as a business strategy. So I would say there is no denying that consolidation leads more significant differentiation and more resources and even better pricing. And it makes it harder for small and medium-sized device manufacturers to compete. However, medium-sized device manufacturers like Atrack can still find a place in the telematics space. We cannot possibly win by price, but we emphasize product quality, support, flexibility, and personalized hardware and firmware customization service to differentiate and create value.
Thank you, Simon, for your thoughts about various trends and for joining me for this podcast.
And thank you, Ranjan.
We hope to see these trends evolving in 2020. 5G is obviously going to get more traction in several markets as it becomes more popular with specific use cases like video solutions. As technologies and trends evolve, we'll see the cost of connectivity, devices, and applications going down. Insurers' interest in pushing telematics to fleets and end users will lead to mass adoption of telematics in 2020. Hope you will get enough insight about the trends in telematics and GPS device industry. It's a great learning for our listeners to learn about what to expect from device manufacturers to keep up with the trends. Please feel free to reach out to me in case you have any questions. I also want to invite you to our annual partner conference at Minsk from August 3rd to 7th. Stay tuned for more episodes of the Gurtam podcast. Thank you.